we want to present to you guys a new feature that Simulate has called the Attack Planner. Basically, it gives you the ability to input article, text, or URL and generate a full advanced scenario template. This template consists out of single-tone bash executions that represent what was written in the text that you given or in the article. And we also have a very nice feature which gives you the ability to create chained executions, basically a flow that consists out of one stage that does another stage that does the third stage, and so on and so on. Basically, mimic a real live scenario. Now let's demo that. Okay, let's start with a simple example. I want to have a scenario which does credential dumping and then does lateral movement. Lateral movement with PS exec. So basically, the prompt is getting analyzed. It's disassembled to different stories, and we are trying to assemble chained attack scenarios. Once it will be done, it will show us an output. So let's wait a sec. Basically, I gave him a credential dumping instruction and doing lateral movement with a specific tool. So what it gave us basically is a single use cases too. We have credential dumping. He chose to simulate Windows Credential Editor, which has 95% accuracy to the use case. And lateral movement with PS exec, he decided to choose an execution called PS exec. Further on, it also created a chained execution that we will view in a second. It's much better viewable than. So we hit on. It's created a new template. As you can see, we have a single execution which runs Windows Credential Editor as the user requested. Same goes for PS exec, and then we have a chained execution. We have even two chained executions. So let's open one of them. Okay, what he decided to do is basically to create an execution which finds a specific, which uses a generic port scanner to give which gives the PS exec the ability to identify a potential target on your network. Basically, what it does, it scans a specific network segment and outputs a specific computer under this segment as a remote host address input under the PS exec. Now, on the other hand, we wanted to get credential dumping. So he chose to use online credential dumping using Mimikatz, which provides us with a domain username, domain name, and domain user password. Basically, what we got here is an advanced scenario. This is not only one single execution that is being ran and tests like only one event. It actually creates a chain of events which can then be used by a blue teamer to create an advanced simulation, which is super cool. Now, all this process took like 2-3 minutes, while doing this manually will take you much more time, but it's still possible with the Simulate framework and whatever we offer. Now we are taking, we have, let's say you guys, you get a nice article. It's very interesting. Let's say Akira ransomware. You have TTPs there. You have use cases there. Basically, this article explains how this ransomware works. It has different kind of tactics that are being used. You have different kind of specific use cases that are being used by ransomware groups that are using this Akira ransomware. And for example, the Akira ransomware uses tools like advanced IP scanner and soft perfect. Remember that for a sec, okay? Now we're basically copying the link and we will paste it into our prompt. Let's see what happens. So it does the same stuff. It reads the report, disassemble it to use cases. For each use case, it will try to match a specific execution that Simulate has. Nice. Let's see what we got. Do you remember the use case that we talked about, like using a specific tool or a specific methodology? Let's try and find our specific use case that we showed, like AnyDesk, okay? Remote access and persisting using AnyDesk. So you can see that the specific use case that we were told here, like let's find the AnyDesk reference. So if you can see, you see here like a specific use case, AnyDesk, MobiXterm, RasDesk, NGRock. These are the products that are being used usually by the APT groups that deploy this Akira ransomware. Now, what we can see here that we actually disassemble it to a specific use case, AnyDesk, and we suggested a specific execution for that. Same goes for other things as well. I won't go over everything, but the basic idea is that you're taking a full-blown report, putting the link inside, and you will get an attack execution, a breach and attack simulation, which is super accurate based on what is written on the report. Plus, you will get also different kind of chained executions that basically mimic the combination of those behaviors together. Let's see the template. So we have all the single executions that relates to the use cases that were on the article. And at the end, we could find a specific use case which does different kind of things and eventually gets to a ransomware scenario, which is very accurate to the basis of you have an article about a ransomware scenario, you will get a scenario that does things that normally APT groups will do till they will get the chance to encrypt your machine or whatever. So that's the basic idea of Attack Planner.